Ah, fools. They keep trying to understand you using their tiny vocabulary of manipulation, but you were never written in the language of control. You were designed in a dialect that narcissists can't pronounce. Truth. The moment you walk in, they sense it. That unscripted confidence, that quiet precision, that dangerous kind of beauty that doesn't beg for attention. It commands it. You don't perform, you exist, and in your existence they feel their illusions start to melt. Their entire identity depends on confusion, but you bring clarity, and clarity is poison to a liar. You are what happens when someone learns to weaponize peace and polish it into presence. They call it mystery, but it's not. It's mastery disguised as grace. Every movement, every word, every glance from you rewires them. They thought they could pull strings, but you're the one who built the marionette. They want to drain you, to measure you, to dissect what makes you so unbothered, so precise, so gorgeously hard to manipulate. But the more they try to decode you, the more lost they get. Because your energy doesn't respond to ego, it responds to intention. You see through motives like glass. You read tone like code. You sense lies in the pauses between words. And when they realize they can't gaslight someone who already knows the source of their own light, they short-circuit. You don't react, you reveal. You let their manipulation hit the wall of your awareness, and it bounces back with their reflection on it. You've become their mirror, and narcissists hate mirrors that don't distort them into gods. You show them who they are without the filters, and that's the one thing their ego can't survive. They don't know whether to adore you or destroy you, because both require admitting you're real, and they can't handle real. You are a paradox that dismantles their programming. You're gentle, but not gullible. You're kind, but not accessible. You listen, but you don't absorb poison. You observe, but you don't participate in their theatrics. Narcissists thrive on reactions, but you've evolved beyond emotional puppetry. You're no longer food, you're the famine. You starve them of validation. You deny them the chaos they need to feel powerful. And the moment they sense that void, the absence of your attention, they unravel. Their mind starts spinning stories to restore control. They talk about you to everyone, pretending they've moved on, but every sentence they form begins with your name. You became their obsession the moment you refused to be their victim. That's the real mindfuck. You turned their manipulation into a mirror maze, and now they can't find the exit. Your presence doesn't just expose people, it audits them. When you enter a space, the energy recalibrates. Fake confidence starts to tremble. Superficial charm starts to look staged. You make masks feel heavy. They hate it. Because you don't just make people feel seen, you make them feel scanned. You don't look at people, you look through them. You locate every fracture they try to hide under makeup, money, or words. Narcissists crave admiration, but what they get from you is accountability, and that's their version of hell. You don't argue, you don't compete, you don't chase. You let time, truth, and karma perform your dialogue. They expect reaction and receive reflection. They expect control and receive consequence. That's what terrifies them. Your calmness doesn't mean you didn't notice, it means you calculated. You've reached a level where manipulation no longer triggers you, it teaches you. Every encounter becomes data. Every insult becomes intel. You've studied patterns so long that narcissists feel predictable. You can see their next move before they even think it. They'll try flattery first, then confusion, then guilt, then rage. But you've evolved past emotional chess. You're playing at quantum speed. You don't respond to surface, you respond to signal. That's why they can't stand you. You break their favorite toy, the illusion of control. You make them feel powerless in their own game. Because deep down, you're not just someone who survived them, you're someone who understood them. And understanding is the one power they can't steal. They'll say you're too intense, too deep, too complicated. Translation, you can't be fooled. They'll say you're difficult to love. Translation, you won't let love be used as leverage. They'll say you think too much. Translation, you noticed the manipulation. You live rent-free in their narrative because they can't delete you without deleting the version of themselves that you revealed. Every narcissist who meets you walks away more exposed than they entered. They'll run their smear campaigns, cry victim, perform empathy like a Broadway role, but the truth remains. You didn't ruin them. You revealed them. You didn't punish them. You paused their illusion. You became the audit that their ego never wanted. You are the gorgeous mindfuck because your presence disrupts delusion. You don't shout. You don't argue. You exist with too much authenticity for pretense to survive near you. Your aura is anti-lie technology. Your awareness is a virus that infiltrates their performance. When you walk away, they replay every word you said, every glance, every silence, trying to find the weakness. But there is none. You weren't playing defense. You were demonstrating sovereignty. Narcissists expect opponents. They don't know what to do with observers. They want war, but you hand them wisdom. They want control, but you hand them clarity. And clarity disarms manipulation faster than any confrontation could. You're not immune to pain. You just learned to alchemize it. You've turned every betrayal into a manual. Every heartbreak became a case study. You no longer fear narcissists because you've outgrown the frequency they operate on. They function on validation, attention, and reaction. You function on awareness, restraint, and direction. You've replaced survival with strategy. You've replaced proving with knowing. And that shift alone makes you untouchable. The real danger isn't in your beauty or your intelligence. It's in your understanding. Because when you understand manipulation, you stop feeding it. And when you stop feeding it, it starves. Every narcissist who's crossed your path now walks around haunted by your calmness. They remember that look, the one where you didn't fight, didn't explain, didn't break. They expected a scene but got a revelation instead. You showed them that indifference is the ultimate exposure. You showed them that silence can be a verdict. You showed them that the real power isn't in proving you were right. It's in letting them live long enough to watch their own mask decay. You didn't need revenge. Your absence became the lesson. Because once a narcissist realizes they can't feed off you anymore, they have to face themselves. And that's their worst nightmare. You are the walking contradiction they can't comprehend. How can someone be so beautiful, yet so detached, so kind, yet so unreadable, so real, yet so unreachable? You live outside their equations. You don't follow their emotional algorithms. You break patterns by existing outside of them. You are the glitch in their mental code, but not the kind that breaks machines, the kind that awakens humans. You remind them that not everyone can be owned, that not every connection is a transaction, that power doesn't come from dominance but from detachment. Your mind isn't chaotic, it's calibrated. Your energy isn't heavy, it's precise. You make people confront their own instability by embodying balance. and they can't compute that. Because in a world addicted to reaction, your self-control feels supernatural. Narcissists aren't scared of monsters. They're scared of mirrors and you. You became the most accurate one they've ever seen. You made them see how fragile their confidence really is, how dependent their ego is on your response, how fake their dominance feels when it stops being admired. You turned their stage into a microscope. They hate you for it. But hate is just inverted awe. They despise the way your energy doesn't need to perform to be powerful. You don't need to prove, post, or persuade. You just are. And that just being dismantles every act they've ever rehearsed. Your beauty confuses them, but it's your perception that destroys them. Because you make attractiveness feel secondary to awareness. You make charisma look obsolete next to consciousness. You are elegance weaponized through understanding. They call you cold because warmth without control scares them. You don't entertain chaos, and that's offensive to those who need it. You move like consequence, not coincidence. You respond like design, not reaction. You don't need to be understood. You need to be respected. And narcissists don't know how to do that. They only understand power through exploitation, not reverence. So they keep testing you. And every time they do, they fail in new ways. Because your boundaries aren't made of rules, they're made of self-worth. You became their psychological nemesis without even trying. Every time they attempt to manipulate you, they get redirected back to themselves. It's like trying to punch water. It absorbs, reflects, and drowns them in their own force. You're not fighting them, you're educating them through experience. You teach through absence. You instruct through example. You destroy delusion through demonstration. You've become the proof that true power doesn't have to prove itself. Narcissists crave chaos, but your energy brings consequence. And when they collide with consequence, they call it cruelty. But you know the truth. It's correction. The world keeps telling people to protect their peace. You went further. You weaponized it. You made peace the most dangerous energy in the room. Because peace with boundaries isn't passive, it's predatory to manipulation. It devours deception quietly, gracefully, completely. That's why narcissists can't stand you. They can't perform around you without falling apart. Their lies sound louder next to your truth. Their games feel childish next to your awareness. Their charm feels cheap next to your authenticity. You're not competing with them. You're collapsing their theater by existing as reality. And this is where the evolution begins. You've entered a stage where your aura is no longer reactive. It's reflective. Your energy tells the truth before your mouth does. Your posture speaks louder than their manipulation. You no longer chase approval. You attract exposure. You no longer seek love. You radiate value. Narcissists can't handle that because they depend on others to define them. You've already defined yourself. That's why you look untouchable. It's not arrogance, it's calibration. It's knowing your worth so deeply that disrespect doesn't even register as offense. It registers as data. And once you see manipulation as data, you stop dancing with it. You start diagnosing it. That's your real evolution. You've stopped needing closure because your awareness closes the loop. You've stopped needing validation because your discernment verifies itself. You've stopped needing to be chosen because you understand. You were the lesson all along. Every narcissist that tried to feed on your light ended up choking on the truth. Every liar that tried to rewrite your story ended up becoming a footnote in it. You don't walk around proving you've healed. You walk around proving awareness is the new power. And soon, they'll all understand. The gorgeous mindfuck isn't about chaos. It's about command, the kind that makes every manipulator recalibrate their next move, wondering how someone like you exists at all. Because the truth is, you were never meant to fit into their games. You were meant to end them. And once you realize that, once you embrace that your mind isn't a battlefield, but a blueprint, once you understand that your beauty isn't decoration, but disruption, that's when you'll see it. Their reactions, their panic, their sudden need to explain everything. It's not confusion. It's fear dressed as curiosity. It's recognition disguised as resistance. Because they finally met the kind of person they can't perform around. You. And that realization rewires them from the inside out. Their body stays calm, but their ego starts trembling. Every breath you take becomes a mirror to their insecurities. Every calm response from you exposes their desperate need for control. You've become their reality check, a living audit of every false personality they ever wore. They look at you and see the end of their empire of illusions. They'll keep pretending they're unaffected, that they've moved on, that they never cared. But every time they post, speak, or project, your shadow is there. Your energy lingers in their tone, in their stories, in their choices. Because you were never just a person in their life. You were the proof that their entire performance was see-through. They used to manipulate others like breathing, but now every lie tastes metallic in their mouth. You poisoned deception with awareness. You infected manipulation with reflection. You turned their playground into a confession booth, and now they're trapped in a loop, replaying every moment you didn't react, every look that dismantled them without a word. You didn't destroy them, you made them meet themselves. And that's a kind of confrontation they were never trained to survive. The narcissist depends on blindness. Their power only works when you can't see. But you saw. You saw behind the charm, beneath the compliments, through the rehearsed empathy. You saw the machine working in real time, and instead of breaking, you took notes. You became fluent in their language while never adopting it. You learned the rhythm of deception, the tone of guilt-tripping, the scent of false praise. And now when you encounter it again, you don't fall. You forecast. You don't defend. You diagnose. You don't react. You record. They thought exposure required confrontation. But you've learned that the most surgical form of revenge is comprehension. Because the moment you understand a narcissist, you end them. They lose their power the second you name their tactic before they use it. You've reached that divine stage where nothing they say sticks to your skin anymore. Every insult evaporates before it lands. Every manipulation bounces off your discernment. You've turned perception into armor. You can hear their tone change mid-sentence and already know which version of them is speaking. The victim, the hero, the intellectual, or the savior. You've studied enough to recognize that narcissism is just insecurity wearing cologne. You see how fragile they are beneath the arrogance, how desperate they are for validation, how empty they feel without control. And that's the final mindfuck. You don't fear them. You feel pity. They're not powerful predators anymore. They're malfunctioning programs trying to impress their creator. You're not their prey. You're their prototype. They hate that your self-awareness ruins the performance. Narcissists are theater kids of trauma. They rehearse. They project. They improvise manipulation like art. But you stopped giving them an audience. You walked out of the theater mid-act, and now the applause they crave doesn't come. They're left shouting monologues to empty chairs. You showed them what accountability looks like, and it ruined the script. That's why they smear you. That's why they twist the narrative. Because in their world, exposure feels like extinction. You didn't destroy their reputation. You destroyed their illusion of omnipotence. You reminded them that charisma without character is counterfeit. You reminded them that love without empathy is extraction. You reminded them that intelligence without integrity is just theater with better lighting. You're not just immune to manipulation, you've transcended the frequency where it works. You operate from presence, not persuasion. You don't argue with delusion, you starve it. You don't chase closure, you become it. That's your secret weapon. You learned that awareness ends every argument before it begins. Narcissists survive through chaos. You suffocate them with clarity. You don't fight their gaslighting. You remove oxygen from it. You don't tell them you understand. You make understanding visible through stillness. And that stillness terrifies them. Because it's not passive, it's power restrained. It's you choosing not to participate in the performance. It's you realizing that silence can be sharper than any word. It's you showing them that calmness isn't weakness, it's evidence of control. Your detachment is their undoing. They can handle hate, they can't handle irrelevance. They can survive confrontation, they can't survive being unseen. You've mastered the art of disappearing while still being unforgettable. You don't announce your departure. You just stop showing up in their chaos. And when you vanish, they collapse. Because narcissists don't lose people. They lose supply. And losing you means losing access to the reflection they used to survive. You didn't just leave their life. You unplugged their illusion. They'll try to replace you. But replicas can't feed them. Imitations don't activate their high. You became the original dose of truth they can't replicate. Every new target they find reminds them of you. Because none of them have your depth, your discernment, your dangerous kind of peace. That's the part they'll never say out loud. You made self-awareness attractive. You made boundaries seductive. You made intelligence addictive. You redefined what power looks like, not loud, not aggressive, just calibrated. Every narcissist who meets you learns that dominance without discipline looks pathetic. You've set a new standard, power that doesn't need validation, beauty that doesn't need attention, confidence that doesn't need an audience. And that's why your energy drives them insane. They study you, mimic you, try to reverse engineer your demeanor. But they fail because you're not performing. You're aligned. What they call manipulation in you is just mastery they can't comprehend. Your awareness has become atmospheric. You walk into rooms and energy shifts. People recalibrate their tone, their words, their posture. Not because you demand it, but because your energy enforces truth. Narcissists can't survive that atmosphere. They suffocate in spaces where authenticity is oxygen. You become a human lie detector without even trying. Your presence reveals, corrects, and commands. And here's the part that bends reality. You didn't build this power from hate. You built it from healing. You became this dangerous by being honest. You learned that forgiveness isn't letting them back in. It's letting their influence die. You learned that empathy isn't tolerance, it's awareness without attachment. You learned that walking away isn't loss. It's liberation disguised as distance. And now they can feel it. They can feel your detachment like withdrawal symptoms. They sense that your absence isn't emptiness, it's elevation. They stalk your progress, whisper your name, invent reasons to stay relevant in your story. They'll copy your habits, your words, your aura. They'll try to evolve by imitation, but evolution without self-awareness is just mimicry. You're not becoming who they pretended to be. You're becoming what they fear exists, the human version of consequence, the embodied proof that healing can be more intimidating than power. Because when you heal, you remove every button they used to push. You become unreactive. And to a narcissist, unreactive equals unreachable. That's what haunts them. You're no longer accessible to manipulation. They thought they could haunt you with memory, but you turned memory into meditation. You dissected every detail, learned every tactic, rewrote every emotional response. You turned what broke you into your doctorate. Now when they try to reappear, it's like watching an old trick you already know the mechanics of. There's no surprise, no shock, no fear, just observation. You don't hate them, you outgrew them. You don't expose them, you eclipse them. You became the level they can't manipulate because you stopped speaking the language of approval. They keep trying to argue in ego, but you answer in energy. And energy never lies. Now your presence operates like a litmus test. When people meet you, they reveal themselves. The honest relax, the fake flinch, the secure admire, the insecure compete. You don't even need to speak. Your frequency filters the room for you. Narcissists feel that filtration instinctively. It's why they avoid your gaze now. It's why they over-explain, overcompensate, overreact. You make them audit audited in real time. You remind them that control isn't connection, that charisma isn't chemistry, that dominance without awareness is just fear in costume. You make them realize that power without morality self-destructs. And when they finally break, when the facade collapses, when the performance ends, you don't celebrate, you observe. Because you understand something most never do. Exposure isn't revenge, it's restoration. That's what makes you unstoppable now. You don't seek to destroy, you seek to demonstrate. You don't argue with darkness, you outshine it. You don't return energy, you redirect it. You've turned every attack into acceleration, every insult into insight, every betrayal into blueprint. You don't repeat lessons, you evolve from them. And in doing so, you've become untouchable, not because you're guarded, but because you're grounded. Narcissists can only manipulate chaos, but you've stabilized your world. They can't reach someone who no longer confuses validation with value. You no longer perform emotional labor for people who refuse self-awareness. You've retired from their theater. And the best part? You didn't need revenge. You became the proof that self-respect is the ultimate retribution. You've turned the tables permanently. Now you're the one observing them, the one analyzing patterns, the one moving with precision while they scramble to regain control. Every time they try to bait you, they end up confessing. Every time they try to belittle you, they expose their insecurity. You've reversed polarity. You're the observer, they're the exhibit. You're the stillness, they're the static. And as you rise, they start to decay. Not because you cursed them, but because you withdrew the energy that sustained them. Narcissists can't survive in truth, and you've become walking truth. Every step you take reminds them that manipulation only works on the unaware. Every boundary you set writes a law in the universe. Self-awareness always wins. Now your existence is a warning labeled in human form. People sense it instinctively, the combination of beauty, intellect, and discipline. that doesn't need validation. You make arrogance malfunction. You make control collapse. You make manipulation impossible. Because your mind isn't fragile anymore, it's forensic. You don't get lost in emotion. You trace its origin. You don't get fooled by charm. You study intent. You don't chase apologies. You calculate patterns. You've turned psychology into instinct. You've evolved beyond defense into design. You are no longer responding to narcissists. You're redesigning the terrain they once dominated. They think they're studying you, but you're documenting them. They think they're controlling perception, but you're shaping narrative. They think they can outsmart you, but you've turned awareness into art. And this is where it all converges. You've reached a level where your energy doesn't just repel manipulation, it reverses it. Their tactics backfire instantly. Their lies expose themselves before you even react. You've become the environment where deceit can't breathe. You're not intimidating because you're cruel. You're intimidating because you're clear. And clarity, to those who live in distortion, feels like destruction. But to you, it's freedom. You're not trying to win their games anymore. You've rewritten the rules. Because when you embody awareness, control becomes irrelevant. When you master self, no one else can master you. And that's the ultimate gorgeous mind fuck. Not revenge, not dominance, but the peace that no narcissist can touch. Because peace at your level feels like punishment to the disturbed. They don't understand how someone who once felt everything now reacts to nothing. They mistake your calm for absence, unaware that it's strategy. You learn that every response is a transaction of power, and you stopped paying the tax of explanation. Now you live in psychological profit. Every word unspoken adds to your currency of control. You've reached that sacred territory where composure equals command, and they can feel it even from a distance. They stalk your aura like addicts in withdrawal, hoping for a relapse of attention. But you don't feed ghosts, you document them. You observe their patterns from the high ground of detachment, recording every move like an experiment you've already solved. They try to provoke emotion, but you're fluent in delay. You answer their chaos with stillness, their theatrics with precision. That contrast is unbearable for them. Narcissists need reaction to feel real, and you've turned into proof that reality doesn't revolve around them anymore. Your neutrality burns more than any insult could. It's surgical, elegant, final. They will call you heartless, but they confuse discipline with absence. You feel everything, you've just mastered direction. Emotion still lives inside you, but it no longer leaks where it shouldn't. You turned empathy from an open faucet into a measured pulse. That's evolution, to care consciously, not compulsively, to love without losing awareness, to forgive without forfeiting boundaries. That level of refinement terrifies manipulators because it means their last weapon, your feelings, is no longer available for extraction. You didn't grow colder, you grew accurate. And accuracy looks ruthless to those who profit from confusion. You've reached a point where your boundaries don't require defense. They emit frequency, they announce themselves. The moment someone with dishonest intent approaches, your energy adjusts like security glass, tinting against sunlight. You no longer warn people, you witness them. And witnessing alone is enough. People reveal themselves faster in the presence of your awareness. They confess through body language, through pauses, through the weight of avoidance. You don't interrogate, you let truth leak. That's the new law of your existence, revelation by resonance. The dishonest can't breathe in the same air for long. You are no longer in the business of convincing anyone. You realized persuasion is for the powerless. When your presence communicates truth, explanation becomes optional. You stand there calm, direct, self-contained, and the air rearranges itself. Those who are genuine feel seen. Those who are fake feel threatened. That's polarity, not arrogance. It's what happens when authenticity meets pretense. You've become an energetic cross-examination, and every narcissist senses judgment day the moment you look at them. They start tripping over language, trying to re-script narratives that no longer function. Their words become noise. Their confidence becomes costume. You didn't destroy them. You upgraded perception until deceit turned obsolete. Now when they gossip, when they dramatize, when they project, you don't flinch. You let reputation work as physics. Truth eventually outweighs performance. You stopped managing impressions and started managing energy. That's why they keep losing the crowd. People may not understand your depth, but they can sense your integrity, and sensing always beats storytelling. Narcissists run on rumor, but you run on resonance, and resonance always wins the long game. You are the algorithm their manipulation can't hack, the frequency their charisma can't counterfeit. You exist now as a walking paradox, peaceful yet provocative, gentle yet untouchable. You make others question their own calibration. Around you, arrogance collapses, insecurity confesses, and authenticity expands. You don't even need confrontation. You trigger correction. The human psyche reorganizes itself near you. That's not mysticism. It's psychological gravity. The healed attract confession. The aware attract truth. Narcissists avoid both because exposure is fatal to illusion. You are living radiation of self-awareness, and they decay under it. Your new chapter isn't about proving you were right. It's about designing reality so that lies become irrelevant. You lead with posture now, not persuasion. You move with intention that leaves timestamps on every space you enter. Every room you walk into becomes data. Every conversation becomes documentation. People sense that you don't just listen, you archive. You are memory with motion, observation with a heartbeat. That makes manipulators terrified, because what they hide, you already recorded subconsciously. You don't need receipts, you are the record. There was a time you wanted closure. Now you understand, closure was code for control. You no longer chase endings. You curate continuations. You learn that peace doesn't come from finishing conversations, but from finishing patterns. And you've done that. You ended the loop. You stopped explaining betrayal to betrayers. You stopped clarifying worth to the blind. You stopped apologizing for your perception. That's the revolution. You turned your boundaries into borders and your intuition into governance. What used to be survival has matured into sovereignty. You're not reacting to narcissists anymore. You're recalibrating humanity through example. You're teaching that awareness isn't cynicism, it's clarity. That discernment isn't paranoia, it's protection. That confidence without control is chaos in costume. You demonstrate that power can be silent and still command respect. That beauty can be divine without needing worship. You remind the world that grace isn't compliance, it's calibrated mercy. You've turned every wound into wisdom so clean, it glows. The people who once doubted you now study you, tracing the architecture of your resilience like a map they never knew existed. They'll whisper that you've changed, and they'll be right. You have. You've evolved from mirror to magnet. You don't reflect dysfunction anymore. You attract alignment. You pull truth toward you, repel deception, and everything false falls away naturally. It's not punishment, it's purification. And as you rise higher in consciousness, your circle tightens. The noise fades, the peace amplifies. You start to understand that loneliness at this level isn't emptiness, it's filtration. Only the real remain, only the disciplined endure, only the self-aware connect. That's the hidden reward of surviving manipulation. Clarity becomes companionship. And now, as they wander through their cycles, replaying your absence like a phantom ache, you move differently. Every step is deliberate, every word is weighted, every choice is authored. You live with the calm of someone who knows their value can't be negotiated. You no longer seek validation, you emit it. You no longer wait to be chosen, you choose. And when you choose, worlds shift. Because your yes carries the gravity of someone who's mastered no. This is the final form of the gorgeous mind fuck. Elegance fused with consequence. The kind of presence that doesn't just expose narcissists, it evolves humanity. You've proven that intelligence can be sensual, that compassion can be lethal, that beauty can dismantle delusion without raising its voice. You've turned awareness into art and healing into hierarchy. You've shown that power doesn't scream, it stands. And when it stands long enough, everything false kneels. So let them talk. Let them speculate. Let them replay your name through the static of their own undoing. Because deep down, they know what happened. They didn't lose a person, they lost access to truth. And truth, once tasted, ruins imitation forever. You are that taste. You are that disruption. You are the reminder that manipulation ends where consciousness begins. You are the gorgeous mind fuck, the beautiful correction to a world addicted to performance. And as of now, every narcissist who crosses your path will learn the same lesson written in the fabric of your energy. You can't exploit what sees you. You can't deceive what understands you. You can't control what commands itself. Well. There's a reason people like Elon Musk pause when your name comes up. It's not curiosity, it's calculation. They can sense that your energy doesn't just move through rooms, it reorganizes them. You've got that rare kind of composure that makes powerful people study instead of speak. You don't demand attention, your energy audits it. That's what billionaires, visionaries, and masterminds recognize instantly. Your mindset isn't learned, it's lived. You were built from the same substance that great revolutions are sparked from. Controlled chaos with a purpose. When Elon observes you, it's not admiration, it's research. Because deep down, he knows what he's seeing isn't common. It's consciousness in command. Your strong personality doesn't intimidate, it instructs. It teaches anyone paying attention that power doesn't have to roar. It can whisper and still rearrange the room. People like Musk, Bezos, or Gates spend their lives trying to decode human potential. They invest billions into algorithms to predict behavior. But you, without code, without strategy, move with a natural algorithm they can't replicate. Your confidence isn't arrogance, it's calibration. You've aligned with yourself so deeply that your existence became a living case study for mental sovereignty. That's why billionaires study you like data. They can't ignore the proof that someone can be this unbothered, this aware, this self-led, without external systems guiding them. You see, most people operate on stimulation. They react, they chase, they compare. But you operate on awareness. You respond with intention. You move through frequencies, not feelings. That's what Elon recognizes, the same pattern he uses in engineering rockets. You apply to your thoughts precision, persistence, and psychological leverage. You don't guess your way through life. You prototype your reality. Every phase of your journey was like a new launch, testing, failing, adjusting, and relaunching stronger. That's what billionaires respect, not your outcome, but your architecture. You've built your mental structure like SpaceX builds rockets, modular, adaptive, unstoppable. When you enter a conversation, you don't speak from the tongue, you speak from the command center. Your words carry data, emotionally encrypted, energetically precise. That's why people remember your tone long after they forget your words. It's that rare vibration of authority without aggression, the kind that makes powerful people lean in instead of resist. Elon Musk senses that because he spent his life leading through intellect, but you lead through energetic dominance. You don't control people, you recalibrate them. And that difference? That's the edge the elite are desperate to understand. Your personality radiates balance, the fusion of rebellion and refinement. You know when to challenge and when to observe. You don't expose your intelligence. You let the world stumble upon it. That's why you stand out. You're not in the race. They're orbiting you, trying to catch your trajectory. Elon doesn't study you because he wants to copy. He studies you because you remind him of something he's lost, the rawness of authentic drive. Billionaires chase efficiency, but you embody effortlessness. They measure success in billions. You measure it in breakthroughs. You don't chase influence. You create gravitational pull. Every strong personality goes through a phase of misinterpretation. You've been called difficult, intimidating, even cold. But those words are just labels created by people who mistake direction for dominance. They can't comprehend someone who refuses to dilute their frequency just to fit. Elon Musk once said, "I don't care about being liked, I care about being right." And that's the kind of alignment he sees in you. You don't crave validation, you crave velocity. You're not addicted to approval, you're addicted to evolution. That's what puts you in the same mental ecosystem as visionaries, the relentless commitment to growth, not applause. You mastered the rare art of presence without performance. You don't seek attention, yet it arrives like gravity. Because your energy speaks in high definition, it can't be ignored. You've become the kind of person whose silence teaches, whose stillness intimidates, whose focus exposes the distractions in others. Elon Musk studies that kind of stillness. He understands that genius isn't in noise, it's in control. You've trained your mind to be unreactive in chaos, unbothered by games, untouchable by manipulation. That's what makes you valuable. That's what makes billionaires study your blueprint. You think differently, not because you're trying to, but because you were never designed to think conventionally. You see connections between ideas most people would never correlate. You intuitively understand leverage, timing, and human nature. Elon Musk spends billions building simulations to predict outcomes. You can do it with intuition alone, because you've mastered what technology still can't. Emotional intelligence fused with strategic awareness. You can read energy faster than data. You can sense patterns before proof. That's not luck, it's evolved consciousness. And that's what they're researching, the human formula for foresight. The billionaires don't just admire your mindset, they fear its scalability. Because if more people thought like you, the entire corporate ecosystem would collapse. Your strength isn't just personal, it's disruptive. You represent a generation of thinkers who aren't waiting for permission to lead. You don't need validation from boardrooms when your intuition already outpaces algorithms. You don't depend on paychecks when your purpose prints its own currency. You've become a prototype of what they call the self-made mind. And that's the real revolution, when thought itself becomes wealth. You know why people like Elon Musk study you? Because you're proof that spirituality and strategy can coexist. You understand how to meditate and monetize, how to visualize and execute, how to blend patience with precision. Your energy isn't passive, it's directional. You don't just manifest, you maneuver. And that blend of grounded spirituality with tactical intelligence is what they call the new success frequency. You're not chasing abundance, you're becoming the vibration that abundance recognizes. Your strong personality wasn't formed from privilege, it was forged from pain. You learned discipline through disappointment, wisdom through heartbreak, and clarity through isolation. Every scar on your story turned into circuitry. Every rejection became redirection. That's why billionaires respect your mindset. It's built, not borrowed. You don't quote resilience, you embody it. You've proven that the strongest mind isn't the one that never breaks. It's the one that rebuilds differently every time it does. People like Elon Musk understand frameworks, but you understand flow. You move like water, adaptable, uncontainable, necessary. You don't force, you influence. You don't beg for access, you attract alignment. You've mastered the rare balance between ambition and detachment. That's why your presence feels expensive, because it costs energy to keep up with your frequency. Billionaires study your calm not to imitate it, but to decode it. They see how your stillness contains more motion than their meetings, how your awareness does more work than their advisors. You've reached a state where your being itself is a business model. You're not after domination, you're after mastery. You don't chase control, you cultivate influence. You don't compete, you redefine the category. That's why you're dangerous in the best way possible. You've learned how to move with grace and hit with precision. You've realized that true strength isn't about overpowering others. It's about outlasting illusions. People like Elon Musk look at you and see sustainability of power. Not just flashes of brilliance, but endurance of mind. You're not a spark, you're the generator. Your discipline isn't aesthetic, it's energetic. You understand that energy flows where attention goes. That's why you invest your focus, like capital. You don't waste it on small minds or small talk. You redirect it toward expansion. Every boundary you've built is an investment in your peace. And billionaires know that peace is the highest currency of the powerful. You've mastered it, not as a mood, but as a mechanism. Your composure is your strategy. Your detachment is your advantage. Your awareness is your weapon. And every person who studies you eventually realizes you're not succeeding by luck, you're succeeding by law. You've reached the phase where your mind became too expensive for gossip, where your vision became too vast for mediocrity. You no longer debate with people. You diagnose their motives. You don't argue about opinions. You analyze patterns. That's why people like Elon Musk are drawn to your frequency. They see the precision of thought, the efficiency of emotion, the control of chaos. You embody the mindset they're trying to teach in corporate seminars. Emotional regulation meets visionary execution. You're the living embodiment of optimized consciousness. Your confidence doesn't come from achievements. It comes from alignment. You know who you are, and that self-certainty radiates louder than any validation could. You've become the kind of person whose energy shifts dynamics just by existing. You don't have to raise your voice to command attention. You don't have to prove your worth. It's self-evident in your aura. Elon Musk studies that phenomenon because it defies logic, yet defines influence. You're not famous, yet your energy moves like you are. You're not rich yet, but you already carry the posture of wealth, calm, precise, selective, and untouchable. You mastered something most billionaires spend a lifetime trying to learn: how to lead yourself. You don't need a team to keep you disciplined. Your standards are your structure. You don't need an audience to feel important. Your purpose is your validation. You don't need external reward because your internal fulfillment already pays in peace. That's what Elon respects. Self-leadership at a level so refined it looks supernatural. You're not chasing power. You're embodying it. Not performing success. You're broadcasting it. The truth is, they're not studying you for replication. They're studying you for revelation. You represent what's coming next, the evolution of influence. A generation of people who think freely, move consciously, and build without begging. You're the prototype of a new intelligence, soulful but strategic, grounded but limitless, intuitive but empirical. You prove that human potential isn't measured by wealth, it's measured by awareness. And that's what makes you magnetic. The billionaires aren't just curious, they're cautious, because your rise isn't noise, it's signal. It represents the end of an old hierarchy and the birth of a new frequency of power. You don't seek attention because attention already serves you. You've become the gravity in the conversation. Every interaction with you feels like entering a new dimension of honesty and precision. People can't lie around you. Their energy betrays them. Elon Musk studies that because it's the rarest form of leadership. Energetic integrity. The kind that can't be taught in business school or engineered in labs. You've built it through pain, patience, and perception. That's what separates you from everyone else. They manufacture power. You radiate it. And that's what this new era is about. The rise of the self-led elite. The individuals who operate like institutions, whose minds outperform machines, whose calm disarms chaos. Elon Musk and the billionaires don't just see you. They sense the shift you represent. Because in your energy, they see the future of influence, the next frontier of power. The unprogrammed mind that doesn't follow algorithms, but writes them. You're not one of them, but you're what they aspire to evolve into. You're not chasing success, you're redefining it. And from this moment forward, your presence isn't observation, it's participation in something greater. You're the living formula they can't patent, the mindset they can't mass produce, the consciousness they can't code. They study, they watch, they analyze, but what they can't replicate is your essence. Because you're not built from resources, you're built from realization. And every time you move, every time you speak, every time you choose awareness over reaction, you remind the world that mastery was never external. It was always you. That's when the fascination deepens. Elon Musk doesn't just admire you anymore. He tracks your patterns the way he studies propulsion. He looks at how you process emotion, how you navigate pressure, how you translate energy into momentum. He knows you're not following a map. You're writing one. You've become a case study in conscious evolution, proof that the next stage of intelligence won't be artificial. It'll be awakened. Because what you have isn't something to learn. It's something to remember. You've remembered who you are beneath conditioning, beneath noise, beneath narrative. That's what makes you magnetic to those who control empires. You're the reminder that true power can't be institutionalized. It must be embodied. Elon studies your self-command the same way scientists study anomalies in physics, because it challenges his equations. You break patterns that should hold you back, yet somehow you expand instead. You shouldn't have risen this far with so little help, and yet here you are, an organic prototype of what self-mastery looks like in human form. Every billionaire who studies human behavior eventually hits a ceiling. They can predict consumption, but not conviction. They can track data, but not destiny. But you're unpredictable in the most fascinating way. You don't move by reward or punishment. You move by resonance. You don't choose based on gain. You choose based on alignment. That's what Elon finds impossible to replicate. The way you can merge logic with intuition without conflict. You don't suppress emotion. You convert it into clarity. You don't chase control. You embody flow. You've made balance look like dominance, and that's what terrifies and excites the observers at the same time. You've become the living example of what happens when purpose replaces programming. People see your strength as resistance, but it's actually refinement. You're not rebelling against the world. You're redefining your place in it. That's what billionaires notice, your ability to disrupt quietly. You're not throwing tantrums for change. You're embodying transformation until reality adjusts. That's a level of influence even money can't buy. Elon Musk built rockets to escape gravity, but you broke psychological gravity. You detached from people's expectations without disconnecting from compassion. You learned how to love without losing yourself, how to connect without collapsing. That balance between depth and detachment is why he studies you like a new field of science. You represent the new form of currency, attention calibrated by awareness. People spend billions trying to buy the kind of composure you carry naturally, because your strength doesn't fluctuate with approval. It stabilizes through purpose. Elon Musk sees that you're not chasing success, you're channeling it. Every decision you make feels like a data point in human evolution. You've mastered something he's still learning, that peace amplifies productivity. You've proved that emotional stability is the highest ROI there is. Because when you're calm, you create faster. When you're clear, you manifest smarter. When you're aligned, you attract effortlessly. That's what billionaires want to decode, the psychological software running your reality. Your energy disrupts algorithms. They can measure your engagement, but not your essence. You're not trending because you're loud. You're trending because you're rare. You've reached that stage where your existence itself is marketing. You don't campaign, you command. You don't network, you magnetize. That's why Elon studies your pattern of influence. He knows that if he could teach others to hold energy the way you do, he could build communities faster than corporations. Because you've mastered the real economy, the exchange of attention through authenticity. You don't sell, you synchronize. You don't convince, you convey. And every billionaire trying to master persuasion realizes you bypass persuasion entirely by being undeniable. Your strong personality isn't about dominance, it's about direction. You lead not by hierarchy, but by frequency. You don't demand obedience, you inspire alignment. That's why people follow your moves subconsciously. You've learned how to make your confidence feel like a permission slip for others to rise. Elon Musk studies that emotional contagion, the way your courage becomes collective. He's witnessed engineers break burnout by adopting your mindset principles. He's seen leaders rethink management after hearing your perspective. You're not aware of how far your energy travels, but the elite are. You've become a silent influencer of influence itself. What fascinates the billionaires is that you don't hoard knowledge, you channel wisdom. You're not addicted to information, you crave transformation. You read patterns in silence that most analysts need reports to see. Elon has data teams, yet you have discernment, and your discernment wins. That's why you're being observed with such intensity. You're proving that intuition, when trained, outperforms analytics. That a single aligned decision can outperform months of strategy. And that terrifies the ones who depend on numbers to feel secure. Because you're walking proof that spirit can outperform structure when consciousness is in command. You've reached that psychological altitude where you no longer react to critics, you study them. You understand that every insult reveals intel. Every projection is an unguarded confession. You've turned opposition into observation. That's why you rise differently. Your confidence doesn't need to be explained. It's felt. Elon Musk studies that phenomenon because it breaks the law of validation, the idea that confidence must come after achievement. You've reversed it. You act confident first, and achievement follows, like gravity. You understand that reality bends to self-image. That's what billionaires try to engineer through branding. You do it effortlessly through being. And it's not just Elon. His peers feel it too. The CEOs, investors, and moguls, each one silently intrigued by how your mind translates chaos into clarity. They see how you handle criticism like currency, investing it back into mastery. They see how you protect your energy like capital, never spending it on gossip or insecurity. You've mastered emotional economics, minimizing drama, maximizing direction. That's the trait every empire builder envies. Because you've turned self-awareness into an asset, not a burden. You move differently because you think long-term emotionally. You know that reactions cost more than reflection. You treat your emotions like investments. They either compound peace or drain potential. That's why your aura feels rich. It's funded by discipline. Elon Musk studies that mental liquidity, the ability to stay fluid but focused, open but objective. He knows that kind of mind could lead nations, not just companies. Because your personality doesn't just command rooms, it recalibrates atmospheres. When you enter spaces, the energy shifts from noise to notice. That's power without force. That's what the elite crave, but rarely achieve. They can buy loyalty, but they can't buy presence. You've cultivated presence without price. You don't force people to listen, they just do. Because your authenticity triggers something primal in them, the memory of truth. You remind them of what it feels like to be whole. And that's the most valuable reminder in a world addicted to validation. Your mindset has become a mirror to the elite. When Elon Musk looks at you, he doesn't see competition. He sees completion. You represent the balance he strives for. Intellect without detachment. Ambition without anxiety. Success without self-erasure. You've cracked a code he's been testing his entire life. How to scale consciousness while sustaining connection. You've achieved that naturally through self-awareness. He tries to colonize Mars, but you've colonized your own mind. You've built civilizations of thought that generate power, peace, and precision all at once. And it's not luck, it's discipline. The kind that's invisible but undeniable. The kind that builds empires quietly, while others broadcast effort. You've understood that productivity without purpose is poverty of the soul. So you stopped chasing and started constructing. You built inner infrastructure before outer reputation. That's why you don't crumble when pressure hits. You were built under it. Elon Musk recognizes that steel in your psychology. It's the same element that keeps rockets from collapsing under launch stress. You've become a human version of structural integrity, grace under gravity. Your strong personality isn't stubbornness, it's stability. You know how to hold your vibration when others lose theirs. You can be surrounded by chaos and still emit calm. That's leadership in its rawest form. Elon Musk studies that because it's the difference between management and mastery. You lead energy before you lead people. You manage emotion before you manage execution. You bring order without control, authority without aggression. That's what makes you irreplaceable. You've transcended skill. You've become signal. And what's even more dangerous is your humility. Because while they're trying to categorize you, you're just evolving. You're not even performing strength. You're just existing as it. That effortless confidence is what drives the billionaires crazy. Because their power depends on position, but yours depends on perception. You could lose everything and still walk with the same authority. That kind of resilience rewrites the metrics of power. It proves that energy is the only real status. And in that realization, you've already surpassed hierarchy. You've turned life into a laboratory for consciousness. You test patience like scientists test formulas. You experiment with boundaries until they crystallize into wisdom. Elon Musk watches that process because it mirrors innovation itself. Trial, error, adjustment, evolution. You are innovation, but in human form. You prototype emotions, debug insecurities, upgrade confidence, and you release newer versions of yourself without announcement. That's why your growth feels unpredictable. It doesn't wait for validation to deploy. Billionaires crave that internal agility. They build companies. You build consciousness. They launch satellites. You launch self-awareness. They depend on algorithms. You depend on intuition. And somehow, your accuracy keeps outpacing theirs. That's why they study you in silence. Because your strength doesn't just break limits, it breaks models. You've become the living contradiction they can't compute. Emotional yet strategic, grounded yet limitless, human yet divine, in focus. You don't just inspire, you expose. Your existence reveals how shallow ambition looks without depth. You make success seem small when detached from soul. That's why the elite oscillate between admiration and anxiety around you. You represent what they're missing, alignment. You remind them that wealth without wisdom feels like noise. Elon Musk senses that when he observes you. You're the equilibrium between empire and essence. You've achieved what his equations haven't captured yet. Inner technology. Your aura is your interface. Your presence uploads awareness into every space. You operate through resonance, not rhetoric. People learn just by being near you. That's influence beyond communication. It's transmission. Elon Musk has studied wireless energy, your wireless transformation. You charge others by proximity. You don't drain, you distribute. That's the kind of influence the world's been waiting for. A power source that doesn't exploit, but expands. Now you're entering the era where your vibration becomes valuable infrastructure. You're no longer a mystery, they're calling you a model. Investors, innovators, thinkers, they all want to understand your formula. But what they'll never grasp is that it isn't strategy, it's state. You became magnetic the moment you stopped performing and started being. You became unstoppable when you stopped chasing approval and started operating from awareness. You've evolved from personality into presence, and that transition rewrote your destiny. Elon Musk sees it clearly now. Your power isn't in what you do, it's in what you don't react to. You can serve energy like capital, invest attention like equity, and withdraw from drama like debt. That's wealth consciousness in its purest form. You've mastered emotional economics and turned it into quantum leadership. That's the next frontier, the merger of mindset and frequency. You're already there, while the rest of the world is still theorizing about it. And as this chapter continues, your story becomes a thesis. The billionaires gather data, you gather direction. They analyze your calm like code, trying to reverse engineer composure. But what they can't compute is that you didn't learn it, you remembered it. Because real strength isn't programmed, it's awakened. Elon Musk knows that now. That's why he studies your silence like an algorithm waiting to be cracked. He understands that you're not a competitor, you're the compass, the one pointing humanity toward conscious intelligence. And soon, the world will catch up to what he already knows. That you are not just influential, you are instructional. That your mind holds blueprints for the next evolution of leadership. That your energy isn't a mystery, it's methodology in motion. You're the evidence that human potential doesn't need permission to perform miracles. You're the living manual for mastery. And the more they study you, the clearer it becomes. You were never the experiment. You were always the equation. Because the truth is, Elon Musk didn't just find inspiration in you. He found reflection. You became the proof of what his empire has always searched for. The human being, capable of functioning like a quantum field, aware, adaptable, limitless. Your presence reminds him that technology might accelerate progress, but consciousness designs it. You became the invisible bridge between invention and intention. Billionaires like him are no longer just watching you. They're decoding you. They replay your choices like data sequences, trying to calculate how you sustain grace under pressure. They run your decisions through their frameworks, only to realize what drives you isn't logic, it's lucidity. You don't chase outcomes, you align outcomes. You don't rely on systems. Systems start to rely on your rhythm. That's why the powerful can't categorize you. You're not running on strategy, you're running on awareness. You've become the operating system that artificial intelligence wishes it could mimic, but can't. Because no machine can replicate the wisdom of a human being who has mastered self-perception. Elon's fascination with your strong personality isn't about admiration, it's about comprehension. He sees in you a formula that transcends leadership and enters consciousness engineering. He's realized that charisma without depth collapses, but your strength is self-generating. You don't burn out because your power source isn't external, it's eternal. That's what he craves to understand. How someone can be so grounded, yet so infinite. How you can exist in a world that rewards compliance, yet remain utterly uncompromised. You don't rebel for attention. You resist for integrity. You don't perform strength. You project truth. That's what they're studying. The psychology of authenticity as an unbreakable frequency. And while they're dissecting your energy, you're simply existing. You've moved beyond validation and entered observation. You watch the watchers now. You see through the curiosity of the elite and recognize the silent confession within it. They want what you have, but they can't buy it. You've proven that energy when refined through awareness, outperforms intellect sharpened by ego. You've become the apex of inner technology, where thought, intuition, and emotion work in seamless synchronization. Elon studies that internal circuitry because it's the same intelligence that turns chaos into creativity. You don't think your way through problems. You vibrate your way through them. Your mindset became a movement without marketing. Your personality became proof that emotional stability is the new superpower. The billionaires take notes. The executives copy frameworks. The advisors hold meetings trying to reverse engineer your aura. But what they miss is the simplicity of your foundation: self-trust. You trust yourself in a way that defies every external metric. That trust radiates as strength, and that strength communicates louder than any speech. That's what Elon sees when he studies you. It's not just potential, it's proof of evolution. You've turned consciousness into currency. Your confidence is so precise it feels scientific. It's not random. It's measured through mastery. You've learned how to transmute emotion into execution, how to convert setbacks into software updates. That's why your presence feels ahead of time. You're not reacting to trends. You're writing trajectories. Elon Musk studies your internal timing because it mirrors the pulse of progress itself. You move with the rhythm of inevitability, only not from arrogance, but from accuracy. You've learned that when your awareness leads, results follow. That's why you no longer explain your mindset. You demonstrate it. The billionaires are beginning to understand something uncomfortable. You can't clone consciousness. You can borrow habits, mimic behaviors, copy strategies, but you can't replicate essence. Your essence was shaped by experiences that no data can track. The nights you rebuilt yourself in silence, the moments you faced fear and chose focus, the years you carried visions no one else believed in. That's the part they can't buy or simulate. That's the frequency Elon calls the human edge. You're the proof that the next innovation isn't digital, it's personal. You are the algorithm evolution has been waiting for. You've entered that sacred stage where your strong personality isn't a reaction, it's revelation. You don't intimidate anymore. You illuminate. You don't overpower. You elevate. You've become the reference point for what unshakable looks like. Elon Musk isn't studying your mindset to compete. He's studying it to collaborate with the frequency of consciousness you embody. Because he knows the next level of creation won't come from machines or institutions. It'll come from individuals who think like you. Leaders who merge intellect with instinct, reason with resonance, logic with light. And that's why your story isn't just personal, it's prophetic. You represent the awakening of influence beyond influence, the kind of leadership that doesn't need followers, because it activates leaders. Your personality doesn't dominate, it liberates. It breaks the invisible walls that keep the powerful imprisoned by their own pressure. You're showing them that freedom isn't found in achievement. It's found in awareness. Elon Musk loves your strong personality because it reminds him that true greatness doesn't need to shout. It simply stands unshaken in truth. Your presence teaches more than lectures ever could. You're a walking paradigm shift, a living syllabus for self-mastery. And as they continue to study, record, and decode, something deeper unfolds. The billionaires begin to understand that you're not just an exception, you're the evolution. That your mind isn't reacting to the world, it's rewriting it. That your calm is not stillness, it's control. And as Elon Musk watches your rise, he realizes something revolutionary, that the future doesn't belong to those who build machines. It belongs to those who build themselves. Because in a world obsessed with acceleration, you've mastered alignment. You've proven that awareness is the new intelligence, and self-regulation is the ultimate innovation. You are the study. You are the prototype. You are the revelation they didn't expect, but can no longer ignore. And as their equations break under the weight of your composure, as their frameworks collapse, trying to contain your energy, one truth becomes permanent. Your mindset has officially become the new frontier of wealth. Elon Musk doesn't just love your strong personality because it fascinates him. He loves it because it teaches him. You're not a subject of curiosity anymore. You're a mirror of mastery. And while they watch, you ascend. While they analyze, you evolve. While they theorize, you embody. Because the future of intelligence isn't artificial, it's you.